Now, whichever worksheets we are doing, we will keep it on one topic.
Very good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Welcome to this webinar. Let all of them will join and then we'll start. Great. I can see a good number here. Okay. Okay. So now let's start with today's session. And the topic of today's session is Reggio Emilia. If you are not aware of this approach, here your resource person, me, AARTI, is here to, give you a brief knowledge about that, though it is a very wide topic and it is a beautiful learning approach which we can inculcate in our classrooms. But yes, in this confined period of 1 hour, what we can do is we can just give a glimpse of that, a brief introduction, or certain facts and theories which are related to that particular topic. So yes, today we are here to have a knowledge regarding this particular topic called Reggio Emilia. And definitely, all the webinars are collaborative, so I'm looking forward for your contribution in between when we go for certain brainstorming, questions. Okay, so let's go for it and let's start. Great. So the topics which we are going to cover today, they are: what is Reggio Emilia? Who is the founder of Reggio Emilia? What is the role of a teacher? What is the nature connect? This element is here in Reggio Emilia. So we are definitely, put some light on this nature connect as well. Then we'll talk about the language development using natural attributes. So yes, it is of course a concern of a teacher that how am I going to implement a particular approach? How am I going to implement a certain theory, in my classroom according to my grades, because it is not something which we confined to early years only. If I say it is for everyone, it means you can use the approach according to, the grade you are taking. So we as educators here, implement each and every theory approach according to the lesson plan which we are following in our classroom. That is the beauty of a creator or the educator. So here, yes, language development using natural attributes, ways of implementation in the classroom. Definitely everyone is looking forward for this, that what it is and how am I going to implement it in my classroom. So yes, this is all we are going to cover today in this topic that is called Reggio Emilia. So let me move ahead. Now, Reggio Emilia is definitely, it is an approach. The name is saying something. We'll go into that as well. And what is my role as a teacher? How am I going to use that? Because we use number of approaches in the classroom. Sometimes we are actually not aware of which approach am I using. So I should be very clear with the approach, theory, model, which I am using, because it is actually required, because we, have number of children in the classroom, and we as educators deal them on the basis of different strategies, because every child is unique. This is what I say in my most of the webinars, that yes, we have diversity in our classroom, so only one single approach won't work. Definitely. And it is required to change, approaches according to, sessions or weekly, or you can say daily. It is not possible, definitely. So yes, we can plan our lessons, we can plan our sessions, that every time the child will feel, okay, now the teacher is doing something new in the session today. So that is what my prime motive for sharing this session is, making your sessions interesting, and somewhere lead to the learning and student achievement as well. Very interesting. So here I can see this is a beautiful setup. Now in this setup, you can see certain attributes are there, different attributes. Dice, I can see dice, I can see pebbles, I can see created mushrooms, there are certain dots on them, right? And you can see carefully, if you are watching it, the dots, they are different in numbers, isn't it? Then I can see certain templates of numbers. Then I can see this card. So what am I getting here? What idea am I getting here? Anyone? Yes, teachers, let's contribute. What idea you're getting from this setup? What am I going to do today? What is my planning for this day? Yes. What do you think? What is going to happen if this setup is there, right? Maybe I'm going for after and before. Maybe I'm going for addition. Maybe I'm going for subtraction. So yes, for maths session, I have created this, setup. Numbers, patterns. Yes, definitely for patterns, I will share the next incoming slides, right? So yes, definitely my numeracy session. This is my numeracy session for which I have planned. But it is in a Reggio Emilia manner. It means I am somewhere using natural resources. Here, the natural resource which I can see is the pebble. So Reggio is somewhere related to nature, in a very simple word, if I can say. Reggio Emilia is an approach which is saying that you can use nature in your learning. As you can see my background, it is of nature only. So that is what we are inculcating in today's session, that yes, we can use natural nature resources in our learning, right? Making it in a different manner interesting for the child, ultimately, right? Now let's proceed further. What is going to be next? Okay. Now, what I can see here, Yes, please contribute. Here I can see 4 pictures in one single template. Here I can see pebbles. Here I can see, leaves. Even I can see seashells. Okay. And children are doing number of things from them, right? So these attributes can be used for different, lesson plans. That is my, approach, how I'm doing it in my classroom. That is something interesting, right? So here, of course, you can implement Reggio Emilia in your classroom, and it can be implemented for any grade. I'm again repeating it. It can be implemented for any grade. That is my smartness as an educator. How am I doing that? And how I'm reaching that learning objective using them. Very interesting. Now let's go for this one. Great. So we, as facilitators in the classroom, do such kind of templates. Definitely, I think you people are going on with such, templates in the classroom, creating, letters and all. And the journey goes on till higher grades according to their concepts. Very simple. So here I have used natural resources, any, nature loving thing which is available, and I'm relating the children with the nature somewhere, because I'm using the natural thing. That is nothing but a Reggio Emilia. Very simple, in simple words, right? So here I can see, pebbles are there, sticks are there, right? Seashells are there, glittery pebbles are there. So these are all something which are not actually, available in our classroom, but we have gathered from somewhere. Interesting. Just go for a nature walk in the school garden, gather certain attributes, take them in a bowl, give them to the children, and tell them that now you have to create something from them. That is what it is. That is what Reggio Emilia is. Now again, this is something, they are creating something. Now it can be for their concept of story. It can be for the concept of a lesson. Any SST lesson can be there. Any science lesson. Hindi also have stories. English lessons too have certain novels and stories. So this can be done for any session. It is not confined to any particular, say, suppose age. So here, if I'm saying it, this Reggio Emilia is beneficial for everyone. So yes, of course, it is working for everyone. It is how we are using in the way, correct way, where it is required to be. Here, children are creating their own models. Certain attributes I have, kept here. They can build their own story as well from creating such things, such models. Okay, now we have seen certain pictures, clear, absolutely fine. But everything should have a basis, isn't it? So here I can see the founder of Reggio Emilia was Loris Malaguzzi. He was born in Corrego. It is like say in Italy. And he graduated with the degree of pedagogy, right? And psychology too. So he was the one who was putting efforts to use natural resources, nature loving things, gather them, creating, a bowl of nature, making the children understand the beauty of nature, and then using that beauty in your sessions. That is what something, was there in the mind related to Reggio Emilia. Very simple, in very simple words. So yes, it is like that we can use such, beautiful created sessions in our classroom using this approach. Now my role is coming here in play. What is teacher's role? Of course, this is something which we need to understand. How am I going to do that? Everything is fine. Pictures are saying something, children are doing. But how, am I going to do that? That is something very interesting. Now, the teacher's role in regio schools. Now, here they are using the word regio schools. If I say it is a regio session, then also it is not wrong, because every school is not following a particular approach. Definitely differential learning is there. So we are following different approaches in one single session, also in a whole day as well. That depends upon the lesson plan which we plan. So here teacher's role in regio session is a complex one. That is our, how we deal with a particular thing, how we deal with an approach, and we can bring that complexity to simplicity as well. That is what in our hand. Our first role is to be a guide alongside to the children. If I say be a guide alongside to the children, quickly come to the chat box. Let's talk about this. Be a guide alongside to the children. What do you mean by it? Be a guide alongside to the children. What do you understand by it? Yes, I'm looking towards the chat box. Be a guide. I hope am I audible to everyone? Yes, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Sorry. Now I want to discuss on this, be a guide alongside to the children. Okay, anyone want to contribute on this? Okay, be a guide alongside to the children means here maybe a directive learning is going on or may not be. Okay, I got few responses in the chat box. Look, quickly, let me have a look on that. Okay. Help children think and use the resources. Okay. Help and motivate the kids. Okay. Help and motivate the students. Great. Okay. Lovely. So be a guide. I am, actually a guide who is giving guidance. So do you really think so that I am giving instruction at that time, or I am giving a overlapping instruction on the time? What do you think? Instruction or overlapping instructions? Come on, teachers, contribute. What do you mean? Am I giving instruction or am I giving overlapping instructions? Come on, if I say gather leaves from the garden, am I giving instruction or am I giving overlapping instructions? Be a guide alongside to the children. Here I am just giving very simple instruction. Go and collect leaves. Very simple. I'm not saying go and collect circular shapes leaves. Go and collect tall leaves. Go and collect short leaves, big leaves, wide leaves. No, I'm not giving any such directive overlapping instructions. So here in Regio approach, the very first role of teacher, me, is that I just simply guide them. Very simple guidance I need to give them and let them explore. Very simple. Just give them a bowl and go and collect the leaves. Leaves means leaves. That's it. No short leaves, long leaves. You can be particular according to the age milestone. That is what I'm saying. Regio is not confined to any particular age criteria. You can go for complexity in higher grades. Starting from the lower grades, then you can give slowly instructions in a complex manner. Very simple. I think this point is clear to everyone because this is something which make you understand how you are going to use this approach. So you are just a simple guide alongside to the children. If anyone is asking a question, ma'am, can I supposed to, gather this kind of leaf? This again, you can say, no, I just said leaves. Go and collect the leaves. Very simple. Go and collect the sticks. Do not pluck the flowers. If you see any flower which is, fallen down from the plant, just pick up that. Very simple. For flowers, you can give such kind of instruction. So just be a simple guide to the children. Okay. Now, what is the benefit of it? What do you think? I am just a simple guide. What is the benefit? What do you think? Anyone? Come on. What is coming in your brain? Just, share with everyone. What do you think? What is the benefit of it? Why am I saying be a simple guide? Because reason is, when you are just giving a simple instruction to the child, each and every child is doing brainstorming. Okay, ma'am said, go and bring the leaves. Yeah, allow for their creativity. Very nice. Give chance to the students to think. Very nice. Children participation. Very good. Creativity and brainstorming. Definitely, because ultimately we are inculcating brainstorming in the children. We should not say no to the children, or we should not say no, only this you need to do. Let them explore. This is what we are telling them to do. And when they bring something in their bowl, that will be completely a different lot. Everyone will collect according to their thinking level, according to their age milestone, according to their understanding level. Very interesting. When I say understanding, that is according to the age milestone, according to how much they understand instruction of a simple guide, that is you. Very simple. So be a guide, give them the opportunity to explore, do brainstorm. So in this simple sentence, we, come to know that so many things are hidden here because we are a simple guide. If we are a complex one, the child will definitely won't be able to do any brainstorming. I assure you that. Don't be that much complex one. Just leave it to them. Let them explore. Let them create. Very simple. Very, very simple. Right? So this is what we are doing here. Okay. Now, let me move on to the next interesting point. Teachers listen carefully to the students, observe and document their work and growth in the classroom community. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Teachers listen carefully to the students. Now, here as a teacher, when I expect a thing that is called a good listener, my student should be a good listener. So I don't think something bad in it or something out of the way in it if a teacher is also a good listener to the students, because the teacher has given a task to the student to go and explore yourself. And now when that same student is coming to you and telling you the whole journey of that exploration, definitely we as teachers are a good listeners too. I think I am on the right, way to make you understand that yes, the next step is listening only, because we have just given them that, open window to understand that, situation which we have given them. I hope I am, explaining it in a very simple manner that yes, we as teachers should listen carefully to the students. And now what next am I doing? After listening, I'm observing. So observance is something which make you understand the, what the child is actually thinking, how much wide the child is thinking, what different the child is thinking. Very simple. Because in my class, if I have 20 children or 15 children or 10, I have different lot at all. I cannot compare any child with any other one. I hope you all feel the same way, because definitely we cannot, say that these two children in my class are same. We cannot say like that. Maybe in one approach or any other approach, they are different. So here it is very simple even for you to understand and observe them, because you have just given them the task. They are coming to you, they are saying something, you are understanding, you are observing, and then you are creating a document. Very simple. When we say we create an anecdotal record, or when we say we create any observation document, or when we say we are creating a growth chart of the student in the classroom, then this is something which is, and I think is working good. Very simple. You will get a complete different model from every child, and that will give you a clear-cut idea that how, wide the thinking of the child, how differently the child is thinking, and how differently the child is going for that particular approach. Very simple. I think it is clear to everyone what is my role when I go for such approach. Now the next one is teacher organize the environment. If I say teacher organize the environment, what do you understand by it? Anyone? If I say the teacher is organizing the environment, organizing environment means what? Can I organize the natural environment? Is it possible for me? Yes, I'm getting the responses in the chat box. Okay. Okay, yes. When creating a setup. Okay. So what do you mean creating a setup? Can I create a setup every time in the classroom? Should I confined with that, cube learning every time? Is it possible for me to create the natural setup in the classroom every time? No, it is not possible for me. So I should, split the lots. It is not even possible for me to send the whole class at the same time. It is not possible. Sometimes, no. Yes. So we have to, making the, the time frame, we have to make the group frame as well for this. That, okay, this is the day when my this lot is going. This is the day when my this lot is going. And this will definitely, give you an idea that, yes, my differential learning is also going on. Because one day I send that lot has created this. Then next day I send those 5 children, they have created this. And then you see a very diverse and differential learning of maybe a same topic or different topic that can be achieved. So organizing the environment that are rich in possibilities. Possibilities means what you are giving to the children. What you are saying, okay, go and collect the leaves. In the classroom, they won't be able to collect the leaves. Definitely, we have to send them outside. Okay, so possibilities should be there, and that invite the children to explore solving the problem, often in the small groups. Very interesting. If I say in the group, that is what I told you, send them in the group of small. Rather sending the whole bunch of class and snatching the things and doing, no. Make small group. In my previous session, I had talked about TPS, that is think, pair, and share. That is related to this only. Small groups. Thinking, and then pairing, and then sharing. TPS. That is what the main motive of a small group. If I have 3 children or maximum 5, that is sufficient for any group activity, not more than that. Then I go for the last point, very interesting. Often, classroom teachers work in pairs and collaboration, sharing information and mentoring between other educators. Now, this is again very interesting point. Right from the beginning, I'm coming to the last one. That is my role as a teacher in Regio session. Here, I am sharing the information with my other educators. If you are a collaborative teacher, if 2 teachers are there in the classroom, that is the perfect one. But if there are no 2 teachers in the classroom, then what is to be there is like you have to, relate with your nearby co-teacher. Sharing the information, if say suppose 2 sections are doing the same activity or same, lesson they are doing, in that case, you are sharing the information and you can change yourself in different sessions, in different sections, and then you are doing, more brainstorming with the children, because every teacher is different. When I say every student is different, definitely every educator and every teacher is different, because the approach is different, right? We all are unique individuals. Our mindset, our way of approaching different ways is absolutely different. Though we are on the same platform listening to this, but our implementation, our, that neurological reaching from axon terminal to axon and dendrites is completely different, isn't it? So yes, this is the role of Reggio Emilia focused classroom teacher role. And if any doubt you want to ask for, please go for it, because this is something which is going to, benefit you. And I really want everyone to take advantage of this session and implement such things in the classroom, making your child and, students explore in a very good manner. So any questions, anyone related to this particular slide, please. Okay, I can see in the chat box. Okay, I hope you have joined late. So Reggio is nothing, but it is an approach, right? Reggio Emilia is an approach, right? Approach means it is a way how you are doing a particular, session in the class, right? So it is nothing, but it is a way. Okay, there are different ways, there are different models, there are different theories on which we work in the classroom. We take our sessions, we design our lesson plans. So this is one of them, very simple, in simple words. Reggio Emilia, it is an approach. Any other question? Anyone? Okay.
Ma'am, is it same as Montessori?
No, it is not same as Montessori, right? Here in Montessori, I have a, skill lab where I have certain Montessori tools. In Montessori learning, we follow those tools. But Reggio is saying follow nature, right? In Montessori, we are just working on those tools which are there available in our skill labs. And we are following that, Maria Montessori method in that. Here in Reggio, it is all designed by, Loris, the founder of the Reggio, and he was actually focusing on the, nature, making the child connect with the nature. Very simple, in simple words. When you are making the children, connect with the nature, every time at home, they won't get this much exposure. I hope you understand. They won't get this much, exposure. Naturalistic approach, yes, nature approach, it is fine to say, but the correct word for it is the Reggio Emilia, because this is actually, revolving right, around the whole nature. Now I am towards this thing, that the ways the Reggio Emilia can be seen in the classroom. Definitely, you must have this, question in the mind. Okay, you have told me the role. Okay, you have shown me the pictures, everything. Perfect. But when I am going to do that in my classroom, how it will look, isn't it? So here, a brief picture I'm sharing in front of you. This is how it will look. Now, this is something which is particularly regio focused. I am not saying that your classroom is particularly regio focused. No, not at all. But here we are just making it inculcated in our sessions, to do diversity with our sessions. Daily doing the same thing in a same manner won't give anything to the child. That is of sure. That is why we focused on thematic learning and then experiential learning and then differential learning. Why we are looking forward for these different kind of learning? We can just go for a traditional learning and the child will gain everything from it. No. We are looking for, diversity. Diversity somewhere will give an opportunity to the teacher also to explore. Am I saying correct or not, everyone? If I am saying that diversity is giving a window of exploration to the teacher also, am I correct or not? What do you think? Yes, it is giving you an opportunity as well to explore. You cannot do the same thing. Being a teacher also, being an educator also, I will also feel like, why I am doing the same thing, the same approach daily. And even my children will feel, okay, there is nothing new in the session today. The same way ma'am is teaching. Ma'am is telling on the board, I'm writing in the notebook, very simple. No outdoor learning. We are just confined to that cube. Why we are confined to the cube? Why? We should not be. Yeah, I'm giving some examples. Don't worry. I shall be sharing. In the beginning also, I've shared certain examples. Last also, I've kept few examples. To definitely, I shall be sharing the examples, more examples. Now, when I make a birthday chart in the classroom, and if I make certain birthday candles in the classroom, which are actually gathered, these sticks and everything, they are just, gathered by the children only, which will be more connecting? The chart which I have made in the classroom or the things which are collected by the children only, and then I have created certain things for them? What do you think? Which will relate more? If I am as a teacher just making certain things and just pasting in my classroom, doesn't make a sense. But if my child is doing something and I am pasting that thing on my board, that is something which will make the child to connect. Definitely. We need to connect the children. Designing the board by the teacher, somewhere it is confined that yes, I have to put certain things on my board. But yes, your